गाथा शिवस्ति गौर भक्तबिंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गाथा शिवस्ति गौर भक्तबिंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गाथा शिवस्ति गौर भक्तबिंद।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Tuesday. It is 19th of August. It is Bhadra Masa or Krushikesha Masa, Krishna Paksham and Ekadasi Tithi. So today is another Ekadasi. So fasting from grains, beans and cereals and also any seeded fruits to be avoided. Not to take soups, but pulp can be taken. Okay, so that is today. So we shall read Ekadasi Vrata. It's very small Ekadasi Vrata. So can I request Asha Mataji to read the Ekadasi Vrata?
Sri Yudhishthira Maharaja said, "O Jan Arthana, protector of living entities, please tell me the name of the Ergadasi that occurs during the dark fortnight of the month of Bhadra, August to September." The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna then replied, O King, hear attentively. The name of this sin removing sacred Ekadasi is Aja. Any person who fasts completely on this day and worships Hirikesha, the master of the senses, becomes free of all reactions to his sins. Even one who simply hears about this Ekadashi is freed from his past sins. O King, there is no better day than this in all the earthly and heavenly worlds. This is true without a doubt. There once lived a famous king named Harichandra, who was the emperor of the world and a person of great truth in integrity. His wife's name was Chandramali, and he had a son named Lohit Ashwa. By the force of this of destiny, however, Harichandra lost his great kingdom and sold his wife and son. The pious king himself became a menial servant of a dog eater who made him a god crematorium. Yet, even while doing such menial service, he did not forsake his truthfulness and good character. Just as Soma Rasa, even when mixed with some other liquid, does not lose its ability to be to immortality. The king passed many years in this condition. Then one day he sadly thought, "What shall I do? Where shall I go? How can I be delivered from this plight?" In this way, he drowned in an ocean of anxiety and sorrow. One day, a great sage happened by, and the king saw him he happily thought, "Ah, Lord Brahma has created Brahmins just to help others." Harichandra paid his respectful obeisances to the sage, whose name was Gautama Muni. With joined palms, the king stood before Gautama Muni and narrated his pitiful story. Pitiful, pitiful story. Gautama Muni was astonished to hear the king's tale of woe. He thought, "How has this mighty king been reduced to collecting clothes from the dead?" Gautama Muni became very much compassionate towards Harichandra and instructed him the process of fasting of purification. Gautama Muni said, O king, during the dark fortnight of the month Bhadramasa, there occurs an especially meritorious Ekadasi named Aja, Anand, another, which removes all sins. Indeed, this Ekadashi is so auspicious that if you simply fast on that day and perform no other austerity, all your sins will be nullified. By your good fortune, it is coming is just 7 days. So I urge you to fast on this day and remain awake through the night. If you do so, all the reactions of the past sins will come to an end. Oh Harichandra, I have come here because of your past pious deeds. Now all good fortune to you in the future. So saying, the great sage Sri Gautama Muni immediately disappeared for their vision. King Harichandra followed Gautama Muni's instructions concerning fasting on the sacred day of Aja Ekadashi. O Maharaja Yudhishthira, because the king fasted on that day, the reaction to his previous sins were completely destroyed at once. On Lion Among Kings, just see the influence of this Ekadasi fast. It immediately vanquishes whatever miseries one may be suffering as a result of past karmic sinful activities. Thus, all Harichandra's miseries were relieved just by the power of this wonderful Ekadasi. He was reunited with his wife and son, who had it but now revived. In the heavenly regions, the Devas, demigods, began beating on their celestial kettle drums and showering down flowers upon Harichandra, his queen, and their son. By the blessings of the Ekadasi fast, he regained his kingdom without difficulty. Moreover, where King Harichandra left the planet, his relatives and all his subjects too went with him to the spiritual world. O Pandava, whoever fasts on Aja Ekadashi is surely freed from all his sins and ascends to the spiritual world. And whoever hears and studies the glories of this Ekadashi achieves the merit gained by performing a horse sacrifice. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Another Ekadashi ki Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. So this is the pastimes of Harishchandra. We know Harishchandra is the emblem of the truthfulness, and even though he has how much truthful he is, but at the same time, he has done some fasting on Ekadasi. So he was relieved from all kinds of sinful activity. Again, following not only dharma, but one has to take to the devotional service. Okay, so that is one of the lessons from this Ekadasi. So that is from events perspective. We shall move to our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Maitreya Rishi speaking to Vidura, so about the creation of the universe from step by step, so gradually, systematically. So that is the inquiries of Vidura. So Maitreya yesterday was mentioning Bhagavan ek atedam agra atma atmanam vibhuhu atmechana atmecha anugata atma nanamati upalakshanaha. And in the beginning of the creation, the Lord was only existing. Bhagavan Eka Asa Idam Agra. He was only existing before the creation. And Atma Atmanam Vibhuhu. And then later on, he has expanded further. Atma Atmanam Vibhuhu. And then Atme Chanugatavatma Nana Mati Upalakshanaha. And the Lord will be known by different symptoms. Nana Mati Upalakshanaha. And likewise, Maitreya she started describing about the creation of the universe. And today he is mentioning, so now, because Lord is the only one existing, so he looking at the creation, it is now in the dormant state. And he wanted to create this universe, and also his part and parcels, they're all in the dormant state. Shushuptashu, that is called a deep slumber. So now they're awakened. This will not be come into the existence. The Prakriti would not be manifested. So he has glanced on that Mahatattva. So just like for his enjoyment, likewise, Maitreya Rishi is mentioning, we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 5, verse number 24. स वा एष तदा द्रष्टा न अपश्यदृश्यम् एकराट् मेने असन्तम् इवात्मानं सुप्तशक्तिर् असुप्तधृक् स वा एष तदा द्रष्टा. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, स वा एष तदा द्रष्टा, he is the seer, and looking at na apasyad drishyam ekarat, so he could not see anything which is manifested. This is the cosmic creation. Apasyad drishyam, he does not see. So that means it is now dissoluted at the moment. Na apasyad drishyam ekarat. Ekarat is the undisputed proprietor. He is the only one personality existing before the creation. Sava yesha tada drashta na apasyad drishyam ekarat. Many asantam. And he thought like that. And so at the moment, asantam non-existent, asantam ivatmanam, like that, plenary manifestations. Ivatmanam supta sektihi, they are unmanifested. Supta sektihi, unmanifested material energy. So for example, if we have got so many dead bodies and trees and everything without life, so they are, it is not so beautiful to look at it. So if all things come into the existence and then doing their activities, for example, when we are looking at the video here, when simply if we just play it and everything in movie is going on, the picture is going on, and it looks so beautiful, and then just only stop at particular point and does not move. For example, here we have got Krishna and Radharani. It is so beautiful to look, and it is so pleasing. But for some time, if there are no one is existing. So if it is not Krishna and Radharani, if it is just trees and plants and the soil, water, earth, and all those things, then if it is not moving, it is not so beautiful. So here, Supta Shakti, that is, material energy is not unmanifested. Supta is unmanifested Shakti, that is the material energy. Now, the Lord is Ashupta Dhruk. In order to manifest with his internal potency, he has glanced on that material energy. So again, he expands himself. All of the living entities are part and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Again, he injects them into this material nature. Sava yesha tada drashta na apasya drishyam ekarat mene asantam ivatmanam supta sektihi asupta dhruk. The Lord translation. The Lord, the undisputed proprietor of everything, was the only seer. The cosmic manifestation was not present at that time, and thus he felt imperfect, without his plenary and separated parts and parcels. The material energy was dormant, whereas the internal potency was manifested. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Debashish Prabhuji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. The Lord is the supreme seer because only by his glance did the material energy become active for cosmic manifestation. At the time, the seer was there, but the external energy over which the glance of the Lord is cast was not present. He felt somewhat uh, insufficient, like a husband feeling lonely in the absence of his wife. This is a poetic smiles. The Lord wanted to create the cosmic manifestation to give another chance to the conditioned souls who were dormant in forgetfulness. The cosmic manifestation gives the conditioned soul a chance to go back home, back to Godhead, and that is its main purpose. The Lord is so kind that in the absence of such a manifestation, he feels something wanting, and thus the creation takes place. Although the creation of the internal potency was manifested, the other potency appears to be sleeping, and the Lord wanted to awaken her to activity, just as a husband wants to awaken his wife from sleeping state for enjoyment. It is the compassion of the Lord for the sleeping energy that he wants to see her awaken for enjoyment like the other wives who are awake. The whole process is to enliven and the sleeping conditioned soul to the real life of spiritual consciousness so that they may thus become as perfect as the ever liberated soul in the Vaikuntha Lokas. Since the Lord is Satchit Ananda Vigraha, he likes every part and parcel of his different potencies to take part in the blissful rasa, because participation with the Lord in his eternal Rasa Lila is the highest living condition. Perfect is spiritual bliss and eternal knowledge. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nicely read. So here, Srila Prabhupada is describing the Lord is the supreme here because only by his glance he did the material energy become active for cosmic manifestation. So that is the Lord previously he only exists. So again, in this Goloka chart, if we observe here, Krishna he is in the Goloka Vrindavana and all the spiritual energies, spiritual planets, they're eternally existent. They are internal potency of the Lord. So there, he is enjoying in the Goloka. Sahasrapatra Kamalam Gokulakyam Mahatpadam Tat Karnikaram Tad Dhama Tad Anantasa Sambhavam. And that beautiful, if we see here, internal to the hair, it is Shatkonam. Karnikaram Mahadhyantram Shatkonam Vajrakelakam. Shadanga Shatpadisthanam Prakritya Purushenacha. Premananda Mahananda Rasena Avasitam Hiyat. So here, Premananda Mahananda, the Lord is enjoying with his internal potency, Radharani. And Jyoti Rupena Manuna Kama Bijena Sangatam. Tat Kinjalkam Tadam Shanam Tat Patrani Shriyamapi. And all these lotus petals, this is Jyoti Rupe Tat Kinjalkam as the petals, Tadam Shanam by his expansion, Tat Patrani Shriyamapi, they're just like a opulences. Shriyam Api. And then it is the Chaturasram Tatparitaha Shvetadvipakyam Adbhutam Chaturasram Chaturmurte Chaturdhama Chatushkrutam. So this is Chaturdhama. It is like a quadrangle. So Chaturasram Tatparitaha Shvetadvipakyam Adbhutam. It is the white. This is we see here Shvetadvipa. Shvetadvipakyam Adbhutam. चतुरस्रम चतुर्मूर्ते चतुर्धाम चतुष्कृतम चतुर्भिः पुरुषार्थैश्च चतुर्भिः हेतुर्भिर्वृतम. This is there are dharma, artha, kama, moksha. This is dharma and artha and kama and moksha. These are four of the parts of four sides. And चतुर्भिः पुरुषार्थैश्च चतुर्भिः हेतुर्भिर्वृतम. They are surrounded by this surrounded around the Shvetadvipam. Solai Daspiranadha Murdhva Adudigvikshvapi. Solaihi. There are solas are here. 1, 2, there are 10 solas. Solaihi Dasibihi in 10 direction. Anadha Murdhva Adudigvikshvapi. Even that Janit and Nadir. So with 8 directions and Janit and Nadir, 10 directions. Digvidikshvapi. Ashtabhihi Nidibhihi Justam Ashtabhihi Siddhibhihi Tata. Again, there are 8 kinds of jewels. 1, 2, Ashtabhihi, 2 here, purple, green, and here reddish and pink color. Likewise, there are again jewels are here. Ashtabhihi Nidibhihi, Justam, Ashtabhihi Siddhibhihi Tada, Manurupasha Dasidikpalaihi Paritavrutam. Manurupasha Dasidikpalaihi. So they are all the in the form of the humans, but actually they are the mantras. Manurupasha Dasidikpalaihi Paritavrutam. They are guarding these spiritual planets in all directions. Shamaihi Gauraisha Raktaisha Suklesha Pasha Darshabaihi. Those Pashvadas, they are in different colors. Shama color, Gaura color, Rakta color, Sukla color, like that. Pashadarshavahi. Shobhidam Sikti Bistabi Radbhutabihi Samantataha. So the Lord is enjoying with all his opulences in that planet. And then now it coming to the material universe. Evam Jyotirmoyo Devaha Sadanandam Paratparaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is always enjoying in the Goloka Vrindavan. Atma Ramasa Tasyasti Prakritya Na Samagamaha. He never come in contact with the Prakriti. Atma Ramasa Tasyasti Prakritya Na Samagamaha. He will never ever come into contact with Prakriti. And by his expansions, so here, Maya Ramamanasya Navyoga Stayasaha. At the same time, he does not leave his wife alone. That is Prakriti. Maya Ramamanasya Navyoga Stayasaha. Atmana Ramya Remi Chakta Kalam Sisupshaya. He is still associated with Prakriti by his time factor. Atmana Ramya Remi. So the Lord with his Rama Sekti, Rama is again goddess of fortune. Atmana Ramaya Reme. So Lord is always with Rama and Chakta Kalam Sisrukshaya. And then by glance on the Rama Devi, so there is shadow of Rama Devi is Durga Devi. Chakta Kalam Sisrukshaya, and he associates with Durga Devi in the column, the time factor. And then Netihi sa Rama Devi tat priya tad bhasham tada, and he keeps Rama Devi in his control. Netihi sa Rama Devi tat priya tad bhasham tada, and then he associates with the Durga Devi. Now that there is a time factor, and also Lord Shankara Shambhu. Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhur Jyotirupaha Sanatanaha. Shambhur Jyotirupaha Sanatanaha. Ya yonihi saparatiktihi kamo bija mahadharehe. And then he injects all the living entities through the medium of Lord Shiva into the Prakriti, Durga Devi. Ya yonihi saparatiktihi kamo bija mahadharehe. So this is the function. Linga yonyatmika jata ima maheshwari prajaha. Sektiman Purusha Soyam Linga Rupi Maheshwaraha Tasminna Virabho Linge Mahavishnu Jagatpati. So this is Mahavishnu. All this happens from the Mahavishnu. Okay, so there is further descriptions of it from the Sri Brahma Samhita, how this universe is created. And here, Lord was only existing here, Mahavishnu. So in the spiritual form, and then he looks and then glances, and then further what is going to happen, we'll see. coming to back to the purport. So at that time, the seer was there, but the external energy over which the glance of the Lord is cast was not present. And he felt somewhat insufficient, like a husband feeling lonely in the absence of his wife. This is a poetic simile. So it's just giving an analogy, poetic simile. So describing beautifully when the husband feeling lonely without wife, like that. And Lord wanted to create the cosmic manifestation to give chance to the conditioned souls who are dormant in the forgetfulness. So here, so far these living entities, they are all existing in the Mahavishnu's body. So there are levels of living entities existing here. One is once they come into this universe, they will stay back in the body of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu in a deep slumber state. Again, if this universe is annihilated, they go back to the Mahavishnu's body again. Okay, that is the state. And then when they're coming into the contact with the material nature, so they get the yedam apare mitaspanyam vidhime param prakritim yedam jiva bhuta mahabaho yedam dharite jagat. And these living entities come and they're taking some kind of material body and then trying to experience these pains and pleasures. So that is the prakriti. In the deep slumber state, they are in the body of Garbhodaka Vishnu. Once this universe is, if they have not done going back to Godhead, then, and by the time of this annihilation of this universe, again they go back into the body of Mahavishnu in the deep slumber state. So that was living conditioned souls who are in dormant in forgetfulness. The cosmic manifestation gives conditioned souls a chance to go back home, back to Godhead, and that is its main purpose. So this is the otherwise, if the living entities are in the spiritual planet, no one is here, then there is no need of creation. But here there are so many conditioned souls because they wanted to lord it over nature. So this is Naited Bhatadisha Padam Tavechitam Yanmayanaha Tadusya Bhota Sukshmam Anugrahaya Astu Api Yerhimaya Lasatulasya Bhagwan Vilakshitaha. Kardamam Prajapati prays to the Lord, saying that Naited Bhatadisha Padam Tavechitam. Oh mighty Lord, it is not your desire to create this material world. So likewise, but it is for the sake of the living entities. For the sake of living entities, he creates, so that he wanted to bring all the living entities to the spiritual about his planet. Otherwise, there is no other purpose. The Lord is so kind that in the absence of such manifestation, he feels something wanting, and thus the creation takes place. When the conditioned souls, they are stuck up here in this material world, and Lord cannot say simply ideally by leaving them just like that. He wanted to do something for them. So he wanted to give this all this kind of facility so that they can Saeva bhuyo nijivir prakritim sisrukshatim. There is one shloka comes by in the first canto, gives it very, very beautiful shloka. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 10, I think. So here, yes, this is the shloka here. Here, this shloka is glorified by the Hastinapura women. Sayo bhuyo nijivir choitam swajiva mayam prakritim sisrkshatim anam rupatmani rupanamani viditsamano anusasara shastraprat. So all these living entities, they get again desiring to give names and forms to his parts and parcels, the living entities placed them under the guidance of the material nature. By his own potency, material nature is empowered to recreate. And further, Savayam yat padam atra surayo jitendriya nijjita matarishvanaha pasyanti bhakti utkalitamlatmana nanveshatvam parimastu marhati. So here he also gives the facilities to develop Krishna consciousness. Pasyanti bhakti utkalitatma utkalita amalatmana. So here is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead whose transcendental form is experienced by great devotees who are completely cleansed of material consciousness by dint of rigid devotional service and full control of life and senses. And that is the only way to purify the existence. So Lord gives this process, the devotional service. So that process, there are again coming to number of yogic processes, but he also gives all kinds of karma yoga, dhyana yoga, hatha yoga, like so many things, and bhakti yoga is also there. Bhakti yoga is the topmost thing. That is the only way to purify the existence. So that is the purpose of the creation. He also gives such kind of facilities for the conditioned souls. So here, Lord is so kind in the absence of such man feels something wanting, and thus he creation takes place. Like the father, he facilitates the children with all kinds of comforts. If they wanted to have a separate family with their wife and children, he gives initially, but later on they will keep going on. So something like that. And all the creation of internal potency was manifested. The other potency appeared to be sleeping, and the Lord wanted to awaken her to activity, just as a husband wants to awaken his wife from the sleeping state for enjoyment. So this is like that. Pradhanam and Prakriti. Pradhana state is the dormant state. Prakriti is the manifested state. And he agitated this Pradhana by the three material modes of nature. तत् यत्तत् सत् यत्तत् त्रिगुणम् अव्यक्तं नित्यं सद् असदात्मकं प्रधानं प्रकृतिं प्राहुः अविशेषं विशेषवत्. Pradhanam is the avishesham, Prakriti is the vishesham. Prakriti is the manifested. Now activities, the time factor is there, and then things would keep taking place. That is the interactions between Tejo Mudam Veda Vinimayo Yatra Trisargho Mrusha. That is interaction between earth, water, fire, and wind and space. This is the Tejovari Mrudamvida Vinimayo Yatra Trisargho Mrusha. It appears like that, but actually in the spiritual, there is no changes in the spiritual. It happens only in the Prakriti only. So it is the compassion of the Lord for the sleeping energy that he wants to see her awaken for enjoyment like the other wives who are awake. And so this is the main purpose. And then the word, and so in one of the statements from the Padma Purana, the Lord says, Madbhaktana Vinodardham. And he performs his pastimes for the happiness of his devotees. Madbhaktanam Vinodardham. And the whole process is to enliven the sleeping conditioned souls to real life of spiritual consciousness so that they may thus become as perfect as ever liberated souls in the Vaikuntha Lokas. So once they go back to Vaikuntha Loka, they will, that is, Swarupena Mayopetam Pasyan Swarajya Mrutyati. Swarupena, that is that real transcendental form. Now we are all having the body, some body may appear like a woman body, some body may like a man body, some are black, some are white, some are different colors and different tastes or like that. Once all these conceptions are gone, these dresses are gone, we will have our original body. Swarupena, Mayopetam, Pasyan Swarajya Mrutyati. And once we go back to the Lord, Maya Upetam and Pasyan Swarajya Mrutyati, we will enjoy our spiritual blissful life along with the Lord. There, everyone has got beautiful bodies. Syama Dataha Satapatra Lochanaha Pishinga Vastraha Suruchaha Supeshashaham Sarve Chiturbahu Unmishanmani Preveka Nishkabaranaha Suvarchasaham. So this is very beautiful bodies of the Vaikuntha people. And they are always engaged in ye animitta nimitte vasantyatra purushaha sarve vaikunta muttayaha ye animitta nimittena dharmena aradayan harim. All the people engaged in the devotional service to the Lord. That is the natural constitutional position of living entities in the Vaikuntha planets. Brutya. Brutyas means the servants of the Lord in the Vaikuntha planets. That is the rasa mostly prominent. If we go to the further, in a different mode, like a developing motherly or fatherly or a friendly and loving feelings, the further goes to the Goloka Vrindavana. Okay, so and then in the Golokona is the where Vihrate Paramanandi Govindu Atulanayakaha. The Lord enjoys. There is no equivalent person in his enjoyment. His Krishna is the topmost enjoyer in the Goloka Vrindavana, which is topmost of Yatra Sarvopari, Yatra Sarvopari, on top of all the Vaikuntha planets. Sarvopari, Upari is topmost. Okay, since the Lord is Sachidananda Vigraha, he likes every part and parcel of his different potencies to take part in the blissful drasa because participation with the Lord in his eternal Ras Lila is the highest living condition, perfect in the spiritual bliss and eternal knowledge. So we need to take part into that Rasa Lila. Rasa is the mellows of enjoyment, different kinds of mellows. Whoever is enjoying, that is called Rasa Leela. So in different kinds. It is not only one particular angle, there are many angles in how one can experience this happiness. So here, while we are in this living material bodies also, we can take a glimpse of that happiness while associating with the devotees, hearing Krishna Katha, and entering Praveshtum cha Parantapa. Lord says, one can, whoever is, one natapasa navedhaihi na chejjaya, nadhanena, not by studying the Vedas, not by tapasa, not by worship, not by charity, one can understand Krishna. But Ananya, Ananya Bhaktya, Yeto Ananya Bhaktya, whoever is doing devotional service to Krishna and associating with the devotees, they can enter into those pastimes, confidential pastimes of the Lord. That is the Rasalila pastimes. Then they will relish, they can taste that happiness while they are in these material bodies. That is Mam Pratyagatmanam Iha Avarunde. Iha Avarunde. When we are in this material body, so he would attain that kind of happiness. Okay, so again, Prabhupada, one of the statements mentions Kaivalyam Narakayate Tridashupuhu Akasha Pushpayate. I don't know about what is going to happen after leaving this body. It doesn't mean Kaivalyam Narakayate. Tridashupuhu Akasha Pushpayate. All this attaining of these heavenly planets. It is Akasha Pushpayate. There is no Akasha Pushpa, the flower in the sky. It is just imaginary. But when we are here, Vishwam Sukhaya Purnayate, when we are engaging in the devotional service by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vishwam Purnam Sukhayate, it is complete happiness. Vishwam Purnam Sukhayate. So beautifully it is described by Prabodhananda Saraswati. I think he is the uncle of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Okay, so that is engaging in the devotion that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So one can understand the pastimes of the Lord. He can enter into Rasa Leela. So it must be required initially going through the Vidhi Bhakti, later on Dhaganaga Bhakti, and then gradually Bhava Bhakti, Prema, like that. Okay, so once he is completely situated in the Bhava, giving liberation, it is not that much difficult for the Lord to give, but giving Bhakti, Lord does not give that much easily for everyone. By bhakti, so muktim dadati parichitsma na bhakti yogam. He will give liberation very easily, but not bhakti that much easily. Yeah, likewise, Sukadeva Goswami says to Parikshit Maharaj. Okay, so once he entered into that bhakti, he would experience this Rasa Leela with the Lord, with the devotees like Dev Goswami, Bilva Mangal Thakur, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All these great personalities, they have entered and relished their happiness in the Samyoga Viyoga, like in different both ways, they have relished the pastimes of the Lord. Okay, so this is what Krishna wanted. Prabhupada is describing here. Participation with the Lord in his eternal Rasa Leela is the highest living condition, perfect in spiritual bliss and eternal knowledge. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So here, for that purpose, that Lord wanted to awaken this material energy. सवा एष तदा दृष्टा न अपश्यत् दृश्यम् एकराट् मेनि असन्तमिवात्मानं सुप्तशक्तिः असुप्तधृक्. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Karandara, number 4th, 1970, Bombay. It is a medium letter only, not big letter. Can you request any unallocated devotee to read this letter?
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
One second. My dear Aranandra Kantara, please accept my blessing. I have received your special delivery letter of October 1970 and have noted the contents with the great pleasure. You are one of my most determined students, and for this reason I think that Krishna is giving giving you all facility. Krishna is giving you all facility for serving him. It is most encouraging to me to see that you are spreading this moment so nicely, and I thank you for this. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has forecast that his Hare Krishna mantra will be heard heard in very nook and cranny of the globe. He is God, so it will happen. That is a fact. So if we take advantage, then we may take the credit. But if we do not, someone else will. Prabhuji, shall I carry on or somebody need to read it?
Okay, it's your wish, Mataji. I think small one only.
Okay. You are right. Just, sorry. Y- You are right to just depend on Krishna. When he sees that sees that you are sincere, he will re- reveal everything to you, and this preaching work is your key to success the in Krishna consciousness. Just see Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sorry, what's this number, Prabhuji?
Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 and verses 68, 69.
Sorry, it's chapter 18 and verses 68, right? 68, 69.
Yes.
I think that you may uh, distribute copies to all centers of the letters from the mayor of Salt Lake City, Utah, and Grossing. Our SKP program and giving us official permission. I am interested to know how much you have recently this point in the Bhaktivedanta book fund deposit account. Please continue to earn thousands of old dollars for printing of my books, and this will be a great honor for you. No one has sent a $15 monthly maintenance checks. So I'm asking you to please expedite this matter among your. Sorry, I lost the page. Yeah, that's fine. No one is. A center. They should send daily negotiable American Express checks rather than the personal checks, which take up 2 to 2 months to clear. Hope this hope this meets you good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Vedanta Swami, ACBS SDA. Hare Krishna. Oh, still there?
No, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely read. And any
Sorry.
takeaway points, Mataji?
Accept.
Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
I can try, but Mataji, Prabhuji is I'm very bad with summarizing sometime.
Just one point is sufficient, Mataji. Whatever you think is.
Is they say it is you can. That's my understanding. You can distribute them in his book. You can do, and he's not receiving $15 American. That's if they can do it. Um, if they can send it, they can do. They can manage more book distributions and expenses. They can maintenance expense basically.
Yes.
Yes, that's my understanding.
Very nice. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Prabhuji, thank you for giving me chance
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely read.
and accept my humbles. See you to Srila Prabhupada.
Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add to this letter? Devashish Prabhuji wanted to add anything, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, one point that's stuck to my head is Prabhu, when you have the blessings of the Guru and the Krishna, you can achieve anything. Srila Prabhupada was very happy with his determined student, so he sees the prosperity and the future in him. So that's how that's the point I take from this letter, Prabhu. Haribol.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes. Devotees, spiritual masters, gurus, if something comes from their mouth, it would happen. So that's why we seek the blessings of them at the same time for their instructions. That is very important. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any other points, dear devotee? Okay. Devat Mataji, wanted to add any points, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No, so the one that struck me, Mataji is already covered. But sorry, the voice is going after all that. The first paragraph that was quite nice. What Prabhuji said, and the line after that as well, that Chaitanya Prabhu's forecast about Hare Krishna mantra will be spread everywhere. and I can see that Prabhupada and his disciples are trying very hard to keep that going, and all their efforts and their endeavor. It's, as you can see, it's also paying off now after all this so many years, 50 odd years, and it's still going on nicely and spreading more and more. So I thought that one struck to me, and the bit about the $15 monthly maintenance checks, I think that was mentioned previously as well. So it looks like I was just thinking that, how hard it must have been in those days to get the money transferred quickly, because obviously he needs to get that for his maintenance, and if it doesn't come, then it becomes hard. But I was just thinking that, nowadays everything is so easy, done on a tap, and everything happens, but it must have been so hard for them in those days. So yeah, they didn't have all this technology then, but yeah, no, that's just something. And he's still very keen on spreading all the books and everywhere. So I thought that, yeah, I like that bit as well, that he needs that amount, the money, so that they can do more and more. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained. Thank you so much. Okay, and one point here, Prabhupada is mentioning that Krishna says that you are sincere, he will reveal everything to you, and this preaching work is your key to success in Krishna consciousness. Krishna mentions, Yedam Paramam Guhyam Mad Bhakteshu Abhidhasyate. Whoever gives this confidential knowledge to my bhaktas, Mad Bhakteshu Abhidhasyate, Bhakti Mayi Param Krutva Mam Yevaishyasi Asamsayaha. And they will come back to me in due course of time. Mam Yevaishyasi Asamsayaha. Bhakti Mayi Param Krutva. They will progress in their spiritual life, and finally they will come back to me. And Nachatasman Manusheshu Kaschin Me Priyakruttamaha Bhavita Nachame Tasmat Anyaha Priyataro Bhuvi. There is no greater person who is dearer to me than that person, that servant who is spreading this Krishna consciousness. There will not be anyone else. So whoever is trying to bring the conditioned souls back to me. So in such a way, the person who is spreading Krishna consciousness, he will get the key. Preaching work is your key to success in Krishna consciousness. Krishna likes them very much. Nachita sman manushevi kashyed me priya kuruttamaha bhavita nache me tasmad anyaha priyataro bhuvi. That is Krishna's statements. Okay, so Prabhupada is explaining that. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today is Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock, we have got preaching practice session with Denasreshta Mataji. Okay, that is our upcoming event. And devotees, if you have got any updates or you wanted to share anything, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Okay, so we shall conclude. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः शरणं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो नमः।
अनंत
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
शिल
बात की जय।